Hey y'all, peace and blessings. Listen, I was thinking about in life, sometimes I've been up, sometimes I've been down, but God always came through to lift me back up. And so it was different ways. Sometimes God would, he definitely was the lifter, but sometimes he was seeing the lifting through good, solid friends, right? So, I would learn things about responsibility, accountability, whatever the lesson was. Sometimes God would send it through a friend, or it would be direct, because he would either give me a scripture or something. And so I thought about this. Well, he's a young man now, but I thought about him this morning because he's graduating this year. One of my former students. I was his coach, and I read it to him and his mom not too long ago, and she asked me if they had the tickets available. If they gave me a ticket, would I come to his graduation? I said, yes, ma'am. I'll be sitting right there with y'all. So anyway, give you a little background. This young man has a neurodivergent brain. He has autism and a couple of other things going on. But academically, you can't touch him. I'm talking about, I remember this boy being in the 3rd grade and his teacher writing math problems on the board. I'm talking about big problems now. He ain't had no pen, he ain't had no paper, he ain't had nothing. His eyes would get to doing like that. And I knew then he was thinking. And he would call out the answer. I'm talking about long numbers. Meanwhile, his classmates over there like, how in the world did he get that answer? Me and his teacher sitting over there like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We trying to figure out how in the world he got the answer, because he ain't wrote nothing on paper or nothing. But when it came to math, the boy's like a walking Einstein, a walking brain. Genius, super smart. But with his neurodivergent brain, with autism, it impacts like sensory and the communication piece of the brain. So he would have these quote unquote meltdowns. And I never looked at it in a negative way, because I knew that he was trying to communicate something. But you had to get to the root cause of what it was that he was trying to communicate, because he couldn't do it himself. It was like you had to do a little groundwork to pull it out of him to get to the root cause. So I was at my desk one morning, I had my radio on, and I heard him as soon as he came in the building. And he had this cry, and I mean, he would cry like somebody was like physically hurting him. Ah, ah, ah. One of those cries, right? So I would say 5. I do a countdown. 10, 9, 8. Time I got to 5, I was already standing right there looking at him. Now that by this time, he done laid out on the floor. He just booing and crying. Now before, they had this team. I reckon they thought they didn't know no better. They thought they would help him. Good folks. And they were seeing about 4 or 5 people down there for this little boy. And I would tell them, hey, this ain't it. The more people you seeing, it's gonna escalate. And he gonna go from 0 to 1,000 in about 5 seconds. The list is best. Well, they ain't listen to me. So finally, I went to the admin team, and I was like, listen, I got a good relationship with this boy, because not only do I work with him during the day, I work with him in the evening. This boy's like stuck to my hip, and I sometimes help him on the weekend. I got him. If it get to be too much, trust me, I'll tell you. So that's how I became his coach. So he's laying on the floor, and go up to him. I said, friend, what's going on? No, I called him Bud. Because I don't know why, but that's what he would call me. Hey, Bud. So I went to him, hey, Bud, what's going on? What's happening? He just crying. And I would ask him, are you feeling like a fast squirrel this morning? That skimples around, run around real fast? Or are you feeling like a sloth? Now, I asked him these key questions because I was getting to the root cause. Because if he told me he was feeling fast like a rabbit, I knew there were certain questions. I knew what direction to take. If he told me he was feeling like a sloth, I knew what direction to take. Because my intent was to find out what was going on, but to decrease what was going on with him too. Help him manage his emotions. So he tells me, I'm feeling like a sloth. I said, I said, did you eat breakfast this morning? He said, yes, ma'am. He told me what he ate. I said, well, Bud, you know, I hate that if someone comes by here and maybe they don't see you and they step on you, because then you're going to be hurt. I said, or maybe somebody might come by and they might trip and then they might fall. I said, and then they're going to be crying too. He looked at me. He said, if I could just get up. I said, I said, well, in my room, I said, I have orange juice, apple juice, and grape juice. I said, and I got your favorite. I said, I got Cheez-It crackers in there, and I got Goldfish crackers. Because I always kept the little individual packs, right? I said, maybe you can go over to the cozy area. I had like a little curtain to go around it and everything. I said, you know, you got the sensory ball. You got the bean bag. Maybe you might need to rest. I got some fidget toys over there. I got the stress ball. Maybe you need to go in the cozy area. He said, yeah. Because I knew that was going to get him up. He gets up. He comes in the room. I give him the choice between two of the juices and the snack. I think he chose Goldfish. I think it was. Chose Goldfish in his juice. And he opens his book bag. And this boy was very close with his grandparents. I mean, that boy was a treat. He come back and tell all his grandparents' business. So that boy was the best. But his grandfather had gave him this book about Jonah and the whale. And he literally took that book with him everywhere he went. So he pulls out his book. He's looking through it. He eats his snack. And he's sitting on the sensory ball. It's like a therapeutic ball. He's rocking. I said, He's starting to desensitize. He's starting to reset. He's calming down. So a few minutes later, that might have been about 5-6 minutes. He says, hey, Bud. I said, yeah, Bud. He said, I got my strength. He said, I think I can get up now. I said, all right. So I never wanted him to feel like I was babying him. So when it was time for us to go, I would walk him down to his hallway, his 3rd grade hallway. And their class didn't have a door. I mean, literally, it's like soon as you walk on the floor, boom, there's the classroom. So I wanted to teach him coping skills so he could, you know, be able to learn to communicate, to express, you know, maybe how he was feeling. But I also wanted to teach him a little bit of independence. So I would never walk him in the classroom. And that boy had some good classmates because they would ask, what can we do when he feels like that? Because we hate to see him cry. See, he also had a little bit of social anxiety. See, he'd rather hang with me all day. I'm talking, we up on the hill, we playing with the ball and everything. Now, he liked his classmates, but the social part, he wasn't into that. So when I would be interacting with him, I'd say, I wonder how it would be if we invite Jack, just making up a name, to come throw the ball with you sometime. He said, I think I'd like that. Because the students, again, always ask, how can we help him? So over time, he ended up asking the other students, will you come play with me? Or the students would say, hey, we're going to play kickball today. Would you like to play with us? He'd be like, yeah. Now, he wouldn't be so much into the game of playing, because he'd be, in his own little world or whatever. But just the fact that he was interacting with the students, and they would give him a high five. Even, maybe he kicked the ball, but he didn't kick it as far as everybody else. They would cheer him on like he had just did the most amazing thing, and it made him feel good. So he was able to form friendships. But anyway, I said, Lord, I thank you for sending me help when I felt like I couldn't get up. The same way that little boy looked at me, he said, if I can just get up, I'll be all right. So I thank God for the times that he either directly got me up, or he sent me some help to build me back up. So anyway, y'all, peace and blessings. I hope that y'all have a good day. I love y'all. Take care.